How's it going, guys? It's the Almighty Lion. You're here checking in with your boy. I know what you're thinking. Why is this motherfucker using black and gray? Yo, because it looks pretty and I like it. It's old school. Basically, I want you to do me a favor. If you like what I got going on, if you want to see or hear more stories, please, by all means, subscribe to my channel, like it, comment, be nice. But for the most part, this video basically, I want to explain to you how to become a writer. Meaning, it's not easy, but if you apply yourself, you can figure it out. But to be very frank with you, it's a formula that is right in front of you. You just have to choose to say, yeah, okay, I can do it, or no, this is really too much, and stick to my 9 to 5. I started writing because I wanted a different choice for myself. I wanted to go and turn everything that I saw in my head, in my third eye, and then bring it out into the world. And I took a long time, but after 10, 12 years, I wrote my first book. And it's my virgin book, but it's my book, and I self published it. I did try, traditional, tried getting published, but people told me no, or I need to change this, and I got to change that, I have to do this. But to be honest with you, I didn't want to change any aspect of it because I really, really loved the way that I wrote it. Now, it took me a long time to actually publish it because I was very, very critical of myself. I was afraid that people would be like, "Oh man, I know what this guy is talking about. He's stupid. This happened here and this happened there." That I don't know if other writers feel this, but I know from what I've read and from forums and just other threads and just looking up online. As a writer, you start to research things. I found that every writer has a unique sense and style of what they do and how they accomplish their success of finishing a book. And sometimes they use short term, long term, um, after work, routines, schedules. They write stuff down. I did everything from A to all the above. And what I found out the most was I was so hooked on the fact that, oh, I'd be the next Harry Potter novelist or the next Stephen King or the great person to write the Mockingbird or the one who flew over the cuckoo's nest. I mean, just so many great books that are out there that you imagine yourself as a writer or as someone who wants to accomplish other things than just writing. Any kind of success, you see yourself as those people and categories. What I learned the hard way was you'll get lucky, but you won't start off lucky. You literally will hit brick walls, and that's all right. I've hit so many brick walls. I've gotten to the point where I've just didn't mind hitting a brick wall, and I felt like the Kool Aid Man. Boom! Oh yeah! Oh fuck! I failed. Fuck! But as each time I broke through those walls, I realized I didn't fail. I just didn't understand the formula. One of the biggest things that really killed me the most was the synopsis and explaining my whole story arc and telling them what my narrative is and from give me a paragraph of what my entire book is. My book is like 420 pages. It was 420 pages until I published it on Amazon, which is like over 500 pages now. But the point is, everything that went into detailing what I needed to do to create it, it sucked because it was really, really hard. I swear to God, there were days that I got so pissed off. I just said, man, fuck this shit. And I went to play Call of Duty. And then maybe like a few days later or a week later, I'd be like, all right, fuck, let's open up my laptop. And I would get re inspired to write or to see something differently and how I could input that and use it in my advantage or use it to create to move the story forward. Now, to be honest, my book, Nocturnal, it's not what you would call an amazing epic book. It's a pattern of pain. It's a pattern of misunderstanding. It's a pattern of fantasy. There's so many things that underline the story, but the main point of the story is that it starts from something. It starts from pain. It starts from the loss of a friend who is considered a family person or anybody. It's relatable. It starts in the relatable period. It starts in the relatable sense that we all have something that hurts us, something that has hurt us. We've been hurt. We've been through so much that even though we try to express it, we don't have an outlet to do so. We just go on the next day and deal with it. When someone dies that you love, the first thing that happened to me was I'll never see them again. Tomorrow is not the same. Without them, I don't know what I do. Without them, I don't know how to live tomorrow. But the day didn't stop. The time didn't stop. Nothing stopped. So I had to keep going forward and forward with the whole notion that after 15 years of contemplating writing a great novel and becoming the Stephen King and the J.K. Rowling and all these amazing people, I even imagine myself talking on Ellen DeGeneres or Jon Stewart. You know, I love Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is a great guy. You know, not to get the political shit, but what I mean is, a lot of people that I saw myself talking to my book about and explaining my hardships of creating this book, it never happened, and it hasn't happened because it hasn't happened, and that doesn't mean that just because it doesn't happen that it won't happen. Maybe some of the people that I would like to be interviewed by are no longer in play, but the fact is that that won't stop me, and it shouldn't stop you. If you feel that becoming a writer is easy or becoming a writer will help you have a successful life, in some ways it can. You know, writing helps you let out what you can. You know, you find the formula and how to create it. But Nocturnal helped me in a way that I was able to figure out a pattern for myself to create my own formula. Now, I'm not going to stay here. I'm not going to steady tell you, oh, you know, the formula is, you know, X plus Y equals Z, because that's not how it is. Everybody finds a different formula. Everybody is different. Some people are very strict. They have a code. They have a strategic points of how to do it. They read so many books. They went to school and done all these fancy things, and it works for them. But people, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I am one of those people, because I'm not. I'm lazy. I'm human. I make mistakes, but I learn from them. At least I try to the first few times. But the fact is that I try my best to learn the things that I do the wrong way to try to make them the right way. If I can't do it the right way, I try to tweak it. I can't tweak it? Well, fuck it, then I'll just go a different direction. I won't stop until I figure out what is it that I'm doing wrong in order to create what I need to do right. And I might not get noticed for it, and nobody may care about it. But that's okay, because I'm not doing it for everyone. I'm doing it for myself. I'm not... I love my book Nocturnal, and I'm expecting great things to happen to it. But just like anything, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and the time you have is the time that you can use to better adjust your skill. You know, you learn the formula, but make it not just the formula. Make it a part of your core. It's like a skill. It's like if you're a samurai, or you're a martial artist, or you're a yoga person and you meditate and you do these things to put your body in alignment. It all takes gradual time to do all that you have to achieve that success. You have to know that you don't know how to breathe right. You don't know how to meditate. You have to read. You have to learn. Just like anything, you learn as you go along. Nocturnal, it's a great book. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy my book, but it's a great book. It's a great read. It's my virgin book. And I call it that because I know I made mistakes into it. I know that my grammar isn't all that perfect. I know that the way I structured it wasn't always the best way that they tell you in books to keep everybody entertained. There are some parts in there that may seem a little confusing, but it's all there. It's like a big puzzle. It's all right there in front of you. And that's the beauty about Nocturnal. It's the beginning, present, and then the future. So please, I implore you, people who are writers, poets, journalists, everybody who has a thing for fiction, non-fiction, literary, whatever it is that you may have, man, don't stop. Keep going at it, and just know that it's not easy, but it's not hard. You just have to have the creativity, you have to have the patience, you definitely need the time, and you have to have a goal in mind. You don't have to be someone who is critical and analytical. If that works for you, go right ahead. But if it doesn't, Try to go off the top of your head. Try to do what comes to you naturally without having to actually feel like, oh, I'm a douchebag for not following everybody else's footsteps. Everyone is different. And that's the beauty about writing. Anybody can be a writer. It just takes you this time and patience, and you'll make a masterpiece. Well, guys, this is me saying thank you so much for staying. For all those who heard my story, please keep on writing. Keep doing what you love. You know, if you make video games, if you play video games and you like putting them on there, then keep doing it. You like singing, you like fighting, you like doing all this stuff, yo, go for it, but be the best at what you do. Okay? Don't let other people destroy your confidence because you are unable to do what you think you can't do. And most of all, don't sell yourself short.